Welcome to Trading Lounge in the US stocks for the 17th of August. We'll be looking at Atlassian, TWST, Bioscience, Roku and Zillow. So with this market here, it does appear that we're pulling back from the low here to the top here. We're pulling back into the 150 area here, which is the 50 and the 61.8% retracement level. So the best fit for this is that we count 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave here, and then basically a triangle pattern in here. We'll need to look at the hourly chart to do that. We've been working through that on the hourly chart, and then wave 5 here because we never made a new high here. For this. Is it possible that wave 4 could be over here? Well, it starts to bring it down a little bit too low from that point. If we take this wave 2 here and take it to the top here, the 38.2% retracement level is here. Not that it's a big deal to be at 50, but I would imagine it's got one more drop to go here for this. So we could pretty much buy the bounce off the 150 if we get close to the 150 area there. But as I go to the 1 hour chart, just to sort of help resolve this top a little bit, so wave 3, 4 and 5, we've been through all that for wave 3 here, and then an A, B, C, D, E here for wave 4, and then up for wave 5. I suppose you could count it differently, but that was kind of the best fit at the time for all of that. And for this market here, I thought that we maybe have wave 1 up here and pull back for an ABC and then push up, but it's not the case. It hasn't made a new high, so we need to label it wave A, B here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down for wave 5. This is a corrective move here in 3 waves, so we should get another little low to come in here, but I can see this is sort of reluctantly wanting to go down any further. But one of the things that we need to be a little bit mindful of here is that, let me just grab one of these here. Let me just fix this up. Okay, so one of the things here is that the wave 4 here pulled a little bit high into wave 1 here. So it may be possible that we end up having this move, this 5 waves here, which is a nice third wave. It really moves nicely here. But it could be wave 1 here. I just don't know, wave 2 here. And this down for wave 3 here, then 4 here, and then 5 here for this wave 3 here. Not that it's going to bother us too much at this stage. And this wave 4 would be over here, and then wave 5 would be down here. So it could accelerate down a little bit further below the 150 into the 61.8. So we need to be a little bit mindful of these two counts. But it doesn't give us a real good short trade from here, and it doesn't. You could short it from here down to the 150. Maybe, but you may get trapped. The other point, there is no long trade here either just yet in terms of a setup. So there's nothing to do here for this particular stock. So I'm just going to save that and then just go back to where we're on the daily chart here. And yeah, this leg here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible low in place here. But we'd still need to see some upside after that in terms of an impulse wave to trade that long. So there's nothing really to be had here. And the other point here that we just discussed is that this could come down a bit further into that 61.8% mark here. So we just need to keep an eye on that for the time being. TWST Bioscience is the next stock that we'll be looking at. So just on the daily chart here, we've got this here as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here. I still haven't resolved if the 2 is here or here for this. And then we've got this nice third wave up. I would say, looking at this here, that this would be the right one. So some things just jump out at you at the right time. So I'll just dole that out. I won't remove it, but it'll just put it as a secondary situation. So the other point here too is that this is 65. So 65 is a medium level. It's halfway between two major levels. And you can see here that it's really all about that number 65 there. Now wave 4s, they can get a bit complicated. If wave 2 is simple, then wave 4 can get complicated. So it's possible that this wave 4 can have 3 waves here, an A and a B and a C wave here, and then move up from that point. So that's what we need to be mindful of here. We just need to have a look at this here. So I've got it 1 degree smaller here on this one. So let me see what I've done here. Oh, it's because of those 2 counts, isn't it? Anyway, we don't still, whatever the case may be, we still don't have a setup here. It is sitting on the level here, but it's not sitting on there nicely as such. We'll go in and have a look at this here now. Okay, so we can just update this here now. We'll put this as wave 4. We need to check out this a little bit. That's what I'm drilling in here for. Possible that can be over here for this. Need to check this out. The tick chart, I don't think the tick chart gives it to me on this one. It just doesn't give me the data, so I'll just have to go to, say, a 15-minute chart here to look at this. So this is impulsive down here with 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5, and then an A, B, C pattern here. And then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So this is not 5 waves down. This is 3 waves down. I'll just exaggerate it a bit. That doesn't, I mean, as a wave 4, I mean, if this was a wave 2 coming down, then we would need 5 waves here. But in a wave 4, we could be blue wave 4 or orange wave 4 here. But it can have 3 waves down. Then it becomes part of the flat family, and that means that we would have 3 waves up. So this is 3 waves up here. That's pretty much to the top there, actually. If I just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Bit hard to work out that. There may be another top there, but close. Either way, that's like 3 waves here, right? So that means that we would get 5 waves down here as part of just a regular flat pattern here. It's not an expanded flat, so it's just normal regular flat. So it's possible for this to pull down through here. So this is our medium level here. The other point here too is that because it's got 3 waves here, it can just continue to the upside. But this wave A here, A, B, and C here, the wave A here is really strong. So that's what we normally see in a correction. So the A wave is the sharpest, be it going up or be it going down, it's the sharpest. I guess on the positive side for this is that the market from this high here to the low here, the market has moved up past the 61.8% and it has got support here. So normally that the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, that becomes really the long trade from that particular point. But yeah, in this particular instance, there's too much going on here, so we'll just leave it for the time being. I mean, even if it made a new high here, then we would still be behind the 8 ball a little bit. Would be going long too late. If we're going to do that, we should have been down lower for that. So let me just go back to the daily chart, get the picture in my mind. So yeah, look, it's not going to go very far here for the time being. I mean, as a portfolio stock, it's a hold, that's for sure. But as a trade, it's just not quite strong enough to go long on this at the moment. The volume here too, when we look at the volume here on the daily chart, the price has moved up, but each day the volume has become lower here. So that's what you call divergent. So that's the sort of thing you'd see where people use it in the RSI or whatever, they draw those little lines across. So that's where it's coming from. It's all about the price and the volume anyway. But so this is divergent. So the price is moving up, but the volume's not supporting the move to the upside. So no strength in that just yet. So it's possible for this to pull down. We don't have a good enough setup here to go long. It's just everything's just not quite tight enough to move on. So we'll leave that, and we're going to have a look at Roku next. One, two, three, four, five, probably there. We'll just check on that with the I better check first to see how I've counted it. Okay, no, it's okay, it's all good. That's the 38.2% retracement level just there. So we're close. I don't want to buy it under the level. The 150 is the medium level. If this market finds support on the 150, then you've got yourself a long trade. Okay, so I can just really leave it at that, really. So if it's a portfolio buy, you can buy it down at the in the 140 area. I need to investigate. This doesn't look quite right here. This wave 3 could go over here. I just want to check if I've done any work on that job. Right, let's just check this out. Okay. So 1 and 2 here, and then we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave, ABC for the fourth, and then we've got this for the fifth here. So we've got this as the fourth here as the ABC pattern here. So we're looking, I've obviously counted this before, so I've got wave 1 here, 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave. This is in 3 waves, so the fourth wave. So we can look at, looks like a B wave there too, doesn't have to pull that apart. It's not in 5 waves in this section. So I've really got to take it from there or there. I need to sort of, it's not jumping out at me, so I'll just, but that's corrective. So that means technically that we should be making a new low below this one here for that. But at the same time, if this level, if that gets breached here, then you can go long from that point. Otherwise, we'll look for this market to move down to this 140 area through here for this. Doesn't mean you can buy it. You can probably buy it down here, but I'd like to have a look at it still at that point. I need to resolve that there, but that's okay. Just come back to the daily chart for a second. So that's okay. That's all good. So we still got I'll probably have to swap this for this wave 1 here too. It's not a very strong third wave here, is it? Okay, anyway, that's that. And Zillow. So as I mentioned last week, Zillow is a company that was started by a couple of Microsoft executives, and they're in the property market, and we can expect them to disrupt the real estate sector. So I'm just checking everything. Yep, that all looks good to that point. Then we got this point here to go as well here, so we need to understand that a bit better. Okay. So from this wave 4 here, we can look at this as wave 1 here and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave, then the fourth, and then the fifth wave here. So there's a lot to play out across this major trading level 8 here for this, okay? The other point that we need just to be aware of, if I got wave 5 sitting on this high here, it's because from here, we could look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, then 3 and 4 here in blue, and then wave 5 here in blue to make this wave 5. So we could have a top in here. But even if this, it's just not worth, as a portfolio holder, it's fine. But with all the portfolios trades, as I've mentioned last week, and I'll keep mentioning it, what we want is we want the markets to top out here and then have this large ABC correction, and then we're going to move in strong at that point for all of that portfolio stuff. But until we get there, there's not a lot that we can do, except if we bought a portfolio trade in here and we get up to wave 1, then we will get out of that situation, and then we will look to pull back in over here. But even as a trade here for this one here, it does look a bit impulsive to the downside here. So it may end up something like this. But even if it went up to here, it's only going to make a new high and then fold back over here. So it's not going anywhere just yet. Yes, it should be moving up further, but it's going to be like time drawn here. It's going to like spend time here. It's not like it's it's arrived here and now it's got some hard work to do here. So it's not going anywhere very quickly. So nothing to really worry about here on this one. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.